morning, everyone. This is Valerie Monterey from the Virtual Preceptor with my very special student. And if you see us bumping, it's because we're driving over bumpy roads. Angela is with us, and we thought we'd just give you an insight into our day going to see patients today. So Angela, what time did you wake up this morning?
The alarm clock went off at 6 a.m.
Were you on the road?
I was on the road by 8. Not quite that early.
But the dedication of a student living far away, you have to sometimes come to your preceptor, maybe who lives an hour or hour and a half away, and that's what Angela does, to come and work with us down here in South Central PA. She's in Mid-Central PA, so it's a good trek for her to come down here. And she makes it to most of the births. She has missed one or two that are within 2 hours away. So Angela, it's now 12:30. We've seen 2 patients this morning. In one of our mamas that we saw, we noticed that the baby was in what position?
I noticed the baby was in a right occiput posterior. And we were able to discuss with the mother some techniques or some things that she could do to be proactive on help turning the baby. So it was laying on its side, and you could feel all the parts, you know.
That's right. That's one of the common things.
Hands, feet.
Yep. When you can feel all those parts, that's really a common thing with those babies. And you don't feel the big bump of the back of the baby right down the front or near center, do we?
No, we did.
We did.
Just felt.
So can you give us 1 or 2 examples, something in the middle of the road, don't try on it, something that a mom could do to help? What would be something she could do?
One of the things we suggested to the mom was to do the curb stepping, which would help, I believe, rotate her hips and help move baby towards that more favorable position. We also talked about when she goes to bed at night, she could lay on her left side with pillows propped between her legs to again help put that baby in a favorable position. Also, I know we can encourage mom to get down on her all fours, hands and knees, and that way gravity can be a part to pull the heaviest part of the baby, which is be the back, or part of, I should say, the heaviest. The head is the heaviest, but the back would be more set, be able to, as she's on her hands and knees, I'm struggling talking here.
Yeah, that's fine.
As she's on hands and knees, the gravity can help pull baby towards the front then and take it out of that posterior position.
Absolutely. Good job. Angela didn't know she was going to be tested here. So we also sent the mom a handout made by Spinning Babies. We always direct our moms to spinningbabies.com. If you haven't been there, go there. If you can get a chance to take a Spinning Babies conference class, please do that. A lot of information. It can only help you to have more tools in your bags and in your head of things you can do to help mamas either pre-labor or in labor to get those babies in a good position. So we gave her a handout from them. It's easy to get it off their website under resources about belly mapping and understanding the position of her baby, and also a video clip on that curb walking and posterior baby. So we were sent those to her phone. If you have a mom that doesn't have connection to texting, then those are things you need to act out. Or sometimes, we as midwives and future midwives literally act out positions that will be needed in labor or pre-labor to help those moms to get a real good visual, moms and daddies together. So that's so far. We're going to come back to you later on in the day and give you an idea of what our driving was today, how many miles it might take for your dedication to be driving, going to patients all day long. And we'll talk more just about things we're seeing. What other baby? We saw a baby today. Is there anything unusual with that baby?
Postpartum, 6-week postpartum.
6 weeks.
Day.
So that's the sad one. That's the one where you're saying goodbye. We were so sad. And I sit there and just sniffed her hair.
They're so cuddly and alert, fun.
And the mom is so thankful for, the care that we've given, and it feels like a relationship that it's going to be at least a couple years till you see that mom again. Or for some moms, you won't see them again. So it can be a sad time. Last night, I was driving home late from work and I hit a deer. Another danger being a midwife. These are things that you don't think about. How early do you have to get up? How many miles do you have to drive? How many hours are you driving? How late are you getting home? And the potential dangers of that. So we're going to stop this video clip here and we're going to come back to you later in the day. All right, talk to you later. Okay, here we are back. This is the afternoon. Angela's with me here.
Hi.
Angela's driving safely, so you won't see her face much. You see her looking at the cameras much. So today we just wanted to share with you a little bit more about the rest of our clients. We have 2 clients that are 41 weeks and looking for ways for induction. And we were going to drop off a breast pump to one house. And just about the time we were ready to do that, she called and said her waters have broke. So she is 41 weeks and 3 days. So, and she didn't really want to use any induction measures like castor oil or herbs. That was her choice. So what are some other things that we can do to kind of get baby in a good position, get baby ready to come that maybe aren't castor oil? What else can we do?
You can use nipple stimulation. Every 15 minutes, do nipple stimulation, 15 minutes on, 15 minutes off. He said we can use herbs. Check again with your herbs, which ones will. Your mother has a sensitivity to high blood pressure. There are some herbs that can cause the blood pressure to rise, but we talked about some of the black and blue cohoshes. Let's see here, what else I can. Sweeping of the membranes. You can go in and sweep and break those membranes there, massage that cervix.
So when we sweep the membranes, are we planning to break the membranes?
We are planning to. I did use the word membranes. We're mixing between the bag of waters.
Okay. Right.
So it's not the membrane as in the sac for the baby that the baby lays in.
Yeah.
And I want to clarify that. There is a risk if we did it, that there is a chance that we could break the bag of waters. So we be gentle.
Yeah.
And
because we generally aren't planning to do that. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Right. Okay. So our other mom that is 41 weeks, what is her plan to do?
As of right now, when we left the office, left her home. She is planning on going to purchase some castor oil, and she was planning on taking 2 tablespoons of castor oil this evening, and then wait 2 hours and try again another 2 tablespoons of castor oil. If that doesn't work, she'll go to bed and wait a day and do it again, the following day. I guess it would be like 2 days.
Castor oil, does that taste good? That yucky stuff? How would you take that?
It would be best if it was inside being an oil, castor oil, it will lay on the top, and you want to try to put it with something so it can be emulsified or blended together. So we can put it with castor oil with some vanilla ice cream. Sometimes you put a little orange juice. If you put it with orange juice, you can put the castor oil and orange juice in a blender, whip it up together so it allows the castor oil to blend into the orange juice. Drink it with a straw so you don't have the castor oil taste on your tongue. If you want, you can also put 2 tablespoons of castor oil with vanilla ice cream. Eat that quickly, and that too will help get past the taste of the castor oil if mamas don't like the taste or can't stand it.
So yeah, we also talked a little bit about how children can be a distraction and difficult in an appointment. So we had a couple of houses we went to where the kids can be really loud, jumping around, demanding attention. And so we're just telling you like it is. When you become a midwife or a student midwife, you have to be able to either shut that out or have we divide and conquer sometimes, don't we, Angela? Yeah.
Who's taking the kids? Who's taking the mom?
Absolutely. So Angie and I help sometimes each other. One of us playing with one of the kids. We made a balloon today out of a glove. Sometimes I have bubbles in my bag. If I know the mom is okay, maybe I'll have an organic treat in my bag. Different things that can kind of distract the children so that they're not bothering mom and we can ask our questions and not bothering us. I guess the worst thing that's ever happened to me as a kid was upset because mom wasn't paying attention to them, came up and literally kicked me as hard as she could on my shin.
Ouch.
I was just like, I was in such shock. I was like, it hurt, but I was like in such shock. And it is something you have to think about. It's one of the parts of your business that you have to know how to be able to talk to children, maybe engage them in such a way that they will be satisfied as well and not feel like they're completely left out. So what are other things we do to engage the children when we're checking on mom and her baby?
Sometimes we've had some children who want to, they're there, they're clamoring around mom, they want to see what are we doing. So sometimes when we have our ultrasound Doppler next to us, not ultrasound, but when we use the Doppler, sometimes we'll allow the child to push the button and to turn it on and turn it off, and they feel really important. Sometimes we'll have them run and go get us a paper towel or something to wipe mom off after we got done using the ultrasound gel on her belly from the Doppler. So that gives them some hands-on that way. And I'm getting a phone call.
All right, the life of a busy midwife. We'll talk to you later. All right, so just coming back for just a minute, we did want to mention to you about the kind of dedication that a student needs. We already talked about how early our student here, Angela, gets up. I just want to mention to you that she is driving today and does this a minimum of twice a week. She's going to be driving 30 miles. So that's a lot of miles, leaving very early in the morning. She probably won't get back until supper time or later. So it's important for you to understand that this is kind of what it takes to want to be a student midwife. And your preceptor is not going to pay for your gas, except for I will today because I brought her car. But usually that's not the case. Yeah, and you need to have a phone that works. You need to have some way for your preceptor to get a hold of you when she needs to get a hold of you for birth. So anyways, it was great talking to you guys today. We want to keep this up. Hopefully once or twice a week, we'll have a little video clip, the life of a midwife and her student. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
I want to pick up right where we left off with leaving our very last patient. And while I was at the last patient, I got a text from my 40-weeker in 3 days. So she was the one that was going to get the breast pump, decided not to. She's the one that, as we left the client before the last to visit. Her waters broke at 3 p.m. Or a little after 3. And so we went to our last patient, got done with her at 5. But by 4, I was getting texts. So my student was doing the prenatal. I'm sitting there observing, but glancing at my phone from time to time. And I see, hey, contractions are finally starting, but they're really slow. That was at 4 p.m. Right before 5. She says, they're getting really intense. I don't want to call you out for nothing, but I think maybe I'd like you to come check on me. Okay. So remember, my car was hit by a deer. My car is in the shop. My husband has the rental that has all of my equipment. So we had to run find him, trade cars, fortunately, and got all my equipment and rushed over there. And we were over there probably by 5:30, I think, 5:40. And the first time I checked her, she was already 9 centimeters. And I called my assistant, my midwife assistant, Julie Dort Ray, so we all got there in time, and Daddy was able to get things set up and get the pool ready and get some water in the pool, and she promptly jumps in and sounds pushy. And again, Angela, remember, is acting as primary. So Angela has to do everything. She's rubbing her back, she's checking her vitals, she's checking her. I'm just standing in the background watching everything she's doing. And so the mom tried a couple pushes in the pool, but it just didn't seem to be working well for her. So, and the baby's heart rate was kind of dropping in that position. Who knows for what reason? Maybe, the cord was getting pinched somehow. For whatever reason, she got out of the pool, got up on the bed, got in hands and knees, and promptly began actively pushing again. And yeah, it happened very quickly. By 7:30, 7:28, I think it was, we had a baby. So we got there at 5:30. By 7:30, we had a baby. And when babies are born really fast that way, a lot of times they need a little bit of help. So Angela got a chance to learn how to do suctioning. We're not talking about just suctioning with a bulb syringe, but with the DeLee, so some experience there for her, which was really great for her. And then, we got home. You spend more time when you have to suction a baby, so we were there for quite a few hours after. I crawled in bed around 12:30. Angela crawled in bed around 1 in the morning. I would have gotten home probably by 12 or 12:10, but I was hungry. We hadn't eaten hardly all day long, so I grabbed a sandwich on my way home. So that took me a little more time. So fortunately, that was good that I had a sandwich, because guess what? I barely laid my head on the pillow. I was finally dozing off into sleep. I think I might have been asleep for 15 minutes when I got the next call. Remember the mom that wanted to take castor oil, and we sent her a text, don't take castor oil, and she said, okay. So we thought that she didn't take castor oil, but she had already taken the first dose by the time we said, don't take castor oil. But having said that, she thought it was no big deal because she had no contractions. So she didn't take the second dose. She didn't start getting contractions until 9 p.m. And then she said it was just crampy from 9 to labor. So she called me at 1:05, and I said, you've only had contractions that are sounding active for 30 minutes. And your past 2 labors were 12 hours and 18 hours. Actually, the second baby was longer than the first baby for her. And so I was like, this is not gonna happen tonight. And she says, okay, I'll call you in 30 minutes. And so I could tell by the edge on her voice, like she thought, no, I'm not gonna be able to wait for hours. I'm calling you back in 30 minutes. So I'm like, okay, wishing I could sleep. So I'm laying there, wide awake now, right? I mean, like wide awake. And I noticed my phone, I got a text, and Angela said, go home safe. She always texts me, make sure that I know she's home safe. And so I texted her back, said, are you still awake? And I told her about this client. And she says, yeah, she's gonna be a long time. So I don't know if we told you this, but in the morning we had checked her and she was 2 centimeters. I worried about it. I just decided to get up, get dressed, come to the office, because I live 15 minutes from my office. And this client lives 2 hours from the office. So got in my car, texted her quickly and said, hey, I decided to go ahead and go to the office. I'll rest there until you come. Well, there's no rest for the weary. You get here and your mind goes into midwife mode. You have to get the room set up. So I remade the beds and double. She got there by 4 in the morning, and at 4:05 I checked her, and she was only 5'5", and I thought, oh, we can take a nap. She's going to be probably another 6-7 hours. So she laid there, tried to take a nap. I was going to just watch contractions. They were every 2 minutes apart. And I was just going to see if that stayed consistent, but they were only like 40-second long. So I was afraid to call Angela out for no reason. Didn't call Julie yet. She's only 5 centimeters. I don't usually call everybody out until I'm sure it's going to stay active for Angela. With Julie, I don't call her until my clients are 8 centimeters. If they're first-time moms, sometimes I don't call until they're just about pushing. So I didn't call anybody, but even if I had called anybody at that moment, it would have been too late. It was 4:15, and by 4:20 she was grunting. By 4:25 she jumped off of the ball that she was bouncing on and went to hands and knees, and we had a long groan. So Victoria, my other, she was my student. She's now a junior midwife with us here. I just pounded on the door and she came really quickly, and I said, baby, and she's like sleepy-eyed, like, what, you know? And I'm like, baby, and she goes, oh, okay, yes, what does the mom need? You know, like I was trying to explain what was going on. She goes, just tell me what the mom needs. And like, I'm yelling at the dad, hand me pads, like she's on the floor. I get to shampoo this floor regularly. But anyways, so yeah, we had a head in minutes. 4:28, we had a baby. So that is in 530 births, the fastest from 5 centimeters to a baby I've ever had. 5 centimeters to a baby in 20 minutes. Yeah, that's like incredible. Oh, by the way, this was a really fast labor for them, and they were expecting a girl, and guess what? It was a boy. And so the couple had the shocked expression. I said, oh wait, now they're all tucked in bed and safe. I said, I want to see that shocked expression again. And I took a picture, and they said, yeah, go ahead and share it, it's fine. So I'm going to share that with you here. It is anyways, gender reveal, party, all of our friends, like the house is full of pink stuff, so it's going to be really funny. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me again. This was supposed to be 5 minutes, but you can't tell 2 birth stories in 5 minutes, okay? Oh my goodness.